we'll be studying English literature, poem number 1. Myself, Meenakshi Tripathi, Principal Government High School, Osa, Raebareli, and I am going to teach you the first poem of your course, that is Character of a Happy Life by Sir Henry Wotton. Children, before we start with the poem, let us know something about the poet of this poem. Sir Henry Wotton was an English poet. At the same time, he was a diplomat and a politician also. He was the ambassador at the court of Venice. He was born in 1568 and died in the year 1639. He belonged to a very well-to-do family. As I told you that he was a politician, he sat in the House of Commons. Children, as we have Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha in India, we have House of Lords and House of Commons in England. So he used to sit in the House of Commons. He wrote nearly 50 poems. Now let me ask you the question before starting the poem. Children, I want to ask you, what image comes to your mind when you think of a happy man? Just start thinking. What do you think of a happy man? What qualities should he have that you are going to call him happy man? Some of you will be thinking that if a man is rich, if he has money, we can call him happy. Some of you might be thinking that if a person is having all the luxuries of life, like this man in this picture, he's having the car, he has all the luxuries of life, living in a big house, having all the good clothing, good shoes, having all the luxuries of life, can you call him happy? If you have all the good food to eat, can this bring happiness in our lives? Children, start thinking and just try to know what are the things that make a person happy. Children, you have to think that can money really buy happiness? Can having luxurious lifestyle make you happy forever? Can eating good food bring happiness for you? Children, you can be happy for a short while, but can all these things bring happiness that we may call permanent? Think about that. Because the topic of our poem or the theme of our poem is concerned with that, children. This is a didactic poem. Didactic poem means it has some moral, it has some teaching that the poet wants to share with us. In this poem, the poet describes the quality of a really happy man. Children, we were talking that what do you think of a happy man? What do you think about a happy man when the idea comes in your mind? The poet is sharing with you that what should be the qualities of a really happy man. What are the things that he should try to follow, and what are the things that he should try to ignore in his life if he wants to remain happy? Some of those qualities, children, I am mentioning that the poet has also mentioned. It is truthfulness, speaking the truth, never tell a lie in life, straightforwardness, speak whatever comes in your mind, be honest in your life, and independence, have independent will in your life. It was the belief of Sir Henry Wotton that a happy man is a man who believes in God. He gets up early in the morning, he prays to God, and in his prayers, he does not complain God. He is not asking gifts from God, but he is always thanking God for whatever God has given to him. A happy man is always striving for righteousness in life. This is very important, children. A happy man is a man who is having values in his life. He is always striving. He is always trying to be right in his life. This is the theme of the poem. Now let us come to the poem. Let us start with the poem. The stanza 1. How happy is he born or taught, that serveth not another's will. This is the key to happiness in our life, children. The poet is telling you the person will be very happy who is born with this quality, or who learns all these things in the course of life, that he should remain independent in life. This independence should be in his action and also in his thinking. If you have the freedom to think freely, to act freely, children, you feel happy. But there is one condition. That thinking should be in the right direction. That will should be in the right direction. That should be for the welfare of other children. Your action should be based on your feeling that something good should be done for others. So a happy man has this quality by birth, or he learns it in the course of life, that he has to be independent. He has independent will. Will means desire. He has all control over his action and over his thinking. He is an independent man whose armor is his honest thought. Armor is the key word, children. Armor is the protection. When our soldiers go to the battlefield, they wear the jackets. In modern days, soldiers are wearing the bulletproof jackets, and the bulletproof jackets are protecting them from the bullets of the enemies. So this is the armor that they are wearing. The poet is telling that a happy man is wearing the armor of honesty. He is an honest man, children. Children, I would like to tell you that it is not possible for every person to have everything in life. Happy men are the men who do not possess the best in their lives, but whatever they have, they make best of them out of that. So a happy man is a man who is always honest. He does not follow the unfair paths in life. And one of the most important quality of a happy man is that he is truthful. He is always truthful, children. And this is his utmost skill. This is his ultimate quality, that he never speaks a lie in life. Children, just try to remember the day when you spoke a lie. Throughout the day, you are feeling uneasy, because it is very difficult, children, to defy your conscience. You cannot defy your conscience. It is sitting over there and telling you that yes, you have done something wrong. Today you have spoken a lie. When Gandhiji spoke a lie, he was very uncomfortable, and the next moment he felt that he should tell his father that he had told a lie. Children, this is a real story, and Gandhiji has told this story in his book. Children, you will also be feeling that these are the most important thing in life that can make us happy. If we are independent, if we are honest, if we are truthful, we'll always be happy in our life, because happiness is something that comes from within. It is not something that you can buy from money. It is not something that you can buy from luxurious lifestyle. It is something far from that, children. Let us come to the second stanza. Whose passion not his masters are. What are passion? Passion is the key word here, children. First write down, I told you last time, that every keyword that I am telling you, you have to write everything in your notebook, and when you sit for the class, you must have a notebook or a diary with you so that you can write down every important thing that I am telling you, children. Passion is the keyword. Passion is all the intense and strong feelings. It can be the feeling of love, it can be the feeling of hatred. So, if your passions overpower you, it becomes very difficult for you to remain happy in life. If you start hating someone, you are not happy because the ill feelings start coming in your mind, in your heart, and you are feeling jealous. Intense passions are leading to some other things that are very unhealthy for your mental state, children. So, you must try to control these passions. A happy man is a man who is independent and he is not guided by his passion. He has full control over his passions. Children, in life, what happens? The major cause of our sorrow is that we are always afraid to die. We collect so many things all around us that we don't want to leave those things. But the reality of life is that one or the other day we have to leave this world. And a happy man is a man who has realized this thing. He knows that death is the ultimate reality and nobody can escape it. And that is the reason his soul is still prepared for death. He is not afraid of death. He is all the time ready to face the death. That is why he is happy. Because the fear is the cause of sorrow. But when he is not afraid, he will remain happy in life. Untied. Untied means not tied unto the world by care. He is not the major cause of our sorrow is we are tied to all the care, all the anxieties in this world. But if we get rid of that, we'll always remain happy in life, children. Never forget that you cannot get everything in your life. Be thankful to God for whatever you have in your life and try to make best out of that. Don't try to use some unfair means in order to be happy in your life, because they cannot bring happiness. Maybe they can bring, you feel that it is happiness, but it is not real happiness and it will not remain permanently with you, children. Of public fame and private, these are the keywords. Public fame and private breath. Public fame. A happy man is a man who does not care for fame. He does not want that he should be famous. He is not an ambitious person. He does not want that lots and lots of people should know him. He is satisfied with whatever he has. He is satisfied with his position in this world. Or private breath, children, you cannot change the society. In the society, there are a lot of people. You will meet the people who are criticizing you. It is quite obvious. It is not possible that everyone is in your favor. Quite obvious it is that people are criticizing you and you must be ready for that. Don't take it otherwise. It is the common thing. Take it as a part of your life. So a happy man is a man who is not controlled by his passions, by his emotions. He is not afraid of death. He is always ready to die. That is why he is happy. He is not tied to all the anxieties and worries of this world. And he is not having a desire to be famous in life. And he is not afraid of criticism. Now, children, I think you will be very clear in your mind what does the writer mean by happiness. He is talking about real happiness that comes from within, children. Children, I want to tell you that in your life, the moment comes when you feel that other people possess the things that you do not possess and you feel unhappy over that. But a happy man is a man who envies none that chance doth raise. He is not envious of others. Don't have envy of others, because maybe his luck is better than you. Accept it and be thankful for whatever you have. You can't have everything in your life. Make best use of whatever you have in your life. Don't be jealous of others. Don't be envious of others, because it will bring unhappiness and sorrow in your life, children. Who not wise, he never uses evil means to be happy in life. Who never understood how deepest wounds are given by praise. A happy man is a man who does not believe in false praise, children. Never believe in false praise. Because these false praises can give you deepest wounds. They can be very dangerous for you in your life, because you can have some misunderstanding. So never believe in false praise. Never be with such people who are praising you in a wrong manner. There must be some other reason behind that, but children, be aware if you want to be happy in your life. No rules of state, but rules of good. He is the man I just told you in the very beginning of the poem, that a happy man is a man who is always striving for righteousness in the life. So, a happy man is a man who always believes in the rule of good. The rules that are for the good, for the welfare of each and every person, because his will is that whatever he does should be for the good of others. That is why he is not following the rules that are not in the welfare of the common man. Now, children, we have studied the 3 stanzas of the poem, and now we come to the poetic beauty of the poem. This poem consists of 6 stanzas, and we have studied only 3 stanzas today. And each stanza contains 4 lines. You must be seeing that time when I was teaching you that each stanza contained 4 lines. And it follows a very simple rhyme scheme, ABAB and CDCD. Each alternate line is rhyming. You can see in your book. Poetic diction. Diction is the language that the poet uses. So the diction is old-fashioned, but the message is quite clear. Whatever the poet wants to tell, what message the poet wants to convey is very clear. The poet has not decorated the language, but he has not used any specific poetical device, children. But the thing that he wants to tell us, the message that he wants to reach to us is quite clear, children. Now, children, before I give you the homework, let us revise all the things that we have studied today. Sir Henry Wotton has told us all the things that can make our life happy. A happy life, he is telling us that a happy man is a man who is a self-satisfied man, children. In Hindi also there is a saying, Santosham Paramam Sukham. If you are not satisfied and you have a lot of money and all the luxuries of life, it is all useless. Because the most important thing in life is to be satisfied. You have to think that there must be some point where you have to set your limit that yes, now I feel satisfied. Then only you will be happy. You have to think that you are not guided by your passions, because your passions, your intense emotions lead to unhappiness in life, children. You have to be very peculiar about whatever you are thinking. Your thinking, your action, or whatever you are doing should be for the right, should be for the welfare of others. Only then you are going to get the real happiness. As I told you, that happy men are the men who do not possess the best of the things, but they make use all the things they have, they make best use of those things. So children, be thankful to God for whatever you have. And one most important thing that the poet has told us, that never be envious of others, because envy leads to unhappiness. You are always envious that, oh, I do not possess this, I do not possess this, this man possesses that. So you have to think that whatever I have, I am satisfied with that. So a happy man is a man who is independent, who is satisfied, who is honest, who is truthful, not guided by his passions, and always leads a cheerful life. He is a man who is not afraid of death, children. He is always ready to face death, because he knows that death is the ultimate reality and it is not possible for anyone to escape it. So you must have seen that the poet has told you that what are the things that we should adopt and what are the things that we should ignore in our lives if we want to lead a happy life, children. These are all the things that we have studied in 3 stanzas that we read today. Now, we come to the homework, children. The first question that I want to give you is, what is the ultimate skill of a happy man? Now, children, remind and remember all the things that we studied today. What is the ultimate quality, ultimate skill of the man whom you are going to call a happy man? You can express your feelings also. That what qualities are required. You have to think about the things that the poet has mentioned in this poem, that what are the qualities, what is the ultimate skill of a happy man, children. And the other question, the second question that I am going to give you, children, is you have to define the word public fame. Public fame. What does the writer mean when he says the happy man is a man who does not desire for public fame? We read it in one of the stanzas. You can see it in your notebook, children. And in the very beginning of my lesson, I told you that this poem is a didactic poem, children. You have to tell me that why we call it a didactic poem. What is the meaning of the word didactic? Now, children, I just want to tell you some of the other important things regarding a poem. This is the first poem that I have started with you. Children, when you are studying a poem, it is very important for you to understand or feel the feelings of the writer. You cannot explain the poem superficially. Some feelings that are hidden beneath the lines, you have to feel those things, and then you have to do your explanations. Because poetry is based on feelings. So when you are going to explain the lines, you have to go beyond the lines. You have to think, you have to feel what the poet might be feeling at that time when he wrote those lines. And then only you have to answer. And children, never forget that you have to note down all the keywords that the poet has used. And always write those keywords with different ink when you attempt those, when you are attempting those questions in your exams, because they will be focused, the examiner will see, and you are going to get better marks, children. I am sure that you will do all these questions in your notebook, and In case you have any problem, you can discuss it with your teachers also, children. But be very sure that you have to do the homework, you have to do all the exercises that I am giving, and all the reading and understanding you have to do. Thank you, children.
Hello students, I am Prerna Seth, Assistant Teacher in Government High School Jainagar, Shamshabad, Agra. Today we will study about the topic negative sentences in English grammar. Students, in today's class we will learn difference between affirmative and negative sentences. Change the sentences into negative by using adverb not. Change the sentences into negative by using negative words. Students, before we start studying about negative sentences, let us have a short revision about sentences and its kinds. I hope students, you must be familiar with the concept of sentence and its kinds. What is a sentence? Yes, students, a sentence is a group of words that are arranged in a way to convey complete sense. So students, a group of words that give us complete sense or meaning is called a sentence. According to functions, sentences can be classified into 4 kinds: assertive or declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Let us understand these 4 kinds of sentences with the help of examples. Assertive sentence. An assertive sentence is a sentence that states a fact. Dear students, these sentences start with subject and end with a full stop. You can see in this example, the train is late today. In this sentence, the train is subject and this sentence has a full stop in the end. So we can say that this sentence is an assertive sentence. Imperative sentence. An imperative sentence is a sentence that gives a command. These sentences give us command, order, request and advice. For example, Vivek, go to your room at once. It is an order. So we can say that this sentence is an imperative sentence. Interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence asks a question. Example, where is my pen? Students, this sentence is asking a question. So we can say that this sentence is an interrogative sentence. Exclamatory sentence. Sentence that expresses sudden and strong feelings are called exclamatory sentences. And these sentences end with a sign of exclamation. What a shame! This sentence expresses sudden and strong feelings and it has an exclamatory mark in the end. So we can say that this sentence is an exclamatory sentence. Declarative sentences are of two kinds: affirmative or positive sentence, negative sentence. So students, let me ask you a few questions. According to functions, how many kinds of sentences are there? Yes students, according to functions, there are 4 kinds of sentences: assertive or declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. How many kinds of declarative sentences are there? Yes students, there are 2 types of declarative sentences: affirmative or positive and negative sentences. What is a negative sentence? Student, sentences that have no or not in them are called negative sentences. Let us try to understand the difference between affirmative and negative sentences. Affirmative means a positive answer. An example of an affirmative statement is answering a question with the word yes. Affirmative is defined as something that confirms the truth. Example, he is learning his lesson. A negative sentence is a sentence that states something that is false or incorrect. In English, we create negative sentences by adding the word not. Example, he is not learning his lesson. Students, we can make negative sentences either with a change in their meanings or without changing their meanings. So in this class, we will learn to change the sentences into negative with a change in their meanings. We can make negative sentences by 2 ways. First is by using not in a sentence, and the second is by using negative words in a sentence. So let us try to make sentences into negative by using not in a sentence. Students, when be and have verbs are used as ordinary or full verbs, not as auxiliary verbs, we put not after these verbs to make a sentence negative. Students, I am sure you must be familiar with be verbs and have verbs. Is, are, am, was and were are be verbs, and has, have, had are have verbs. So when these verbs come as full verbs, not as a helping verb, we put not after these verbs to make a sentence negative. Let us understand with the help of these examples. His son is an engineer. Here is the form of be verb and it is used here as a full verb. So we will put not after is to make this sentence negative. So we will write, his son is not an engineer. He has a new pen. Here has is a full verb over here. It is used over here as a full verb, not as a helping verb. So we will put not after has. So we will write, he has not a new pen. Or we can make this sentence like this way also, he does not have a new pen. Students, the sentences which contain have can be changed into negative by 2 ways. First way is by adding not. As you see in the first example, he has not a pen. Here we have used not after has to make the sentence negative, or by using don't have, doesn't have or didn't have. Students, as you know, don't have, doesn't have are the verbs used for present tense, and did not is the verb used for past tense. So as you can see that this sentence, he has a new pen, is in present tense. So we will use either don't have or doesn't have. As you can see that he is third person and singular number. So we will use doesn't have or does not have with he, and we will write sentence, he does not have a new pen. When be verbs is, are, am, was, were, have verbs, has, have, had, and modals can, could, will, shall, etc. are used as auxiliary verbs where they support main verbs. We put not between auxiliary and main verbs. So students, when be verbs and have verbs are used as helping verb and where they support main verbs, so we put not between helping verb and main verb to make sentence negative. Let us see with the help of these examples. He is singing a song. In this sentence, is helping verb over here and it is supporting main verb singing. So we will put not between is and singing to make this sentence negative. So we will write, he is not singing a song. My brother has cleaned the floor. Here, has is the helping verb and it is supporting main verb cleaned. So we will put not between helping verb and main verb. So we will write, my brother has not cleaned the floor. She can do this. Here can is the modal verb and it is supporting main verb do. So we will put not between can and do to make this sentence negative. So we will write, she cannot do this. Students, if there are two auxiliaries verbs before main verb, we put not between two auxiliaries. Let us understand with the help of these examples. I have been reading for 2 hours. In this sentence, have and been are two auxiliaries which have been used before main verb reading. So we will put not between these two auxiliaries to make this sentence negative. So we will write, I have not been reading for 2 hours. Next example is, their team can be defeated. Here, before the main verb defeated, two auxiliaries have been used, which are can and be. So we will put not between these two auxiliaries to make this sentence negative. So we will write, their team cannot be defeated. Students, in interrogative sentences, auxiliary verbs come before subject. We put not after subject. Let us understand this with the help of some examples. Do they play cricket? In this sentence, do is auxiliary verb and it has been used before subject they. So we will put not after they to make this sentence negative. So we will write, do they not play cricket? Next example is, have you fed him? In this sentence, have is an auxiliary verb which has been used before subject you. So we will put not after you to make this sentence negative. So we will write, have you not fed him? Students, here is an important rule. Short negative of auxiliary verbs can be put before subject to make a sentence negative. For example, can he swim? We can make the sentence either this way, can he not swim, by putting not after the subject he. Or we can make the sentence like this also, can't he swim? Here in the sentence we have used short negative of auxiliary verb can to make this sentence negative. Students, in imperative sentence we use do not to make it negative. Students, I am sure you are well acquainted that imperative sentences start with first form of the verb or words like please and kindly. So we use do not in these sentences to make negative. For example, put on your coat. In this sentence, put on is the first form of the verb. So we will put do not before first form of the verb to make sentences negative. So we will write, do not put on your coat. Next example is turn off the radio. Here turn off is the first form of the verb. So we will put do not before turn off to make this sentence negative. So we will write, do not turn off the radio. Please cook food. In this sentence, here is the word please before first form of the verb. So we will put not between please and first form of the verb. So we will write, please do not cook food. Sometimes there is not an auxiliary verb in the sentence. When that happens, we add a form of the word do as the auxiliary verb before the word not. In present indefinite, we use does or do. And in past indefinite, we use did. Students, here are the forms of verb used in affirmative. If there is first form of the verb, then we change it into do not plus first form of the verb. If there is first form of the verb with s or es, so we put does not plus first form of the verb. If there is second form of the verb, we use did not plus first form of the verb. So students, here are some examples. First example is, his father works in a factory. This sentence is in present indefinite tense and here verb is used with s, that is works. So what will we do? We will put does not plus first form of the verb to make this sentence a negative sentence. So what will we write? We write, his father does not work in a factory. Second sentence is, we need a scooter. This sentence is also in present indefinite. But here, first form of the verb has been put. That is need. So what will we do? We will put do not plus first form of the verb to make this sentence a negative sentence. So we will write, we do not need a scooter. The next sentence is, the train arrived late. This sentence is in past indefinite and here second form of the verb arrived has been used. So what will we do? We will put did not plus first form of the verb to make this sentence negative. So we will write, the train did not arrive late. Students, we can make sentences negative by using negative words. We can make sentences negative by applying negative words. For example, always or ever changes into seldom or never. Let's see these examples. He had always been poor. Here we will change always into never to make this sentence a negative sentence. So we will write, he had never been poor. He ever speaks the truth. Here we will change ever into never to make this sentence negative. So we will write, he never speaks the truth. Students, some or every changes into no. For example, someone changes into not anyone or no one. Something changes into not anything or nothing. Somewhere changes into not anywhere or nowhere. Everyone or everybody changes into nobody. Everything changes into nothing. And everywhere changes into nowhere. Students, here are some examples. We have some information for you. In this sentence, we have this word some. We will change this word some into no and write the sentence, we have no information for you. Or we can make the sentence in negative like this also, we have not any information for you. In this sentence, we have used not any. She gave him something to eat. Here we have this word something. We will change something into nothing. So we will write sentence, she gave him nothing to eat. Or she did not give him anything to eat. In the sentence, we have used not anything. They helped someone in the election. In this sentence, we have this word someone. We will change someone into no one. So we will write, they helped no one in the election. Or they did not help anyone in the election. In this sentence, we have used not anyone to make this sentence negative. Everybody sang a song. Here we have everybody in this sentence. We will change everybody into nobody to make this sentence negative. So we will write, nobody sang a song. Next sentence is, we went everywhere. Here we have word everywhere. We will change this word everywhere into nowhere to make this sentence negative. So we will write, we went nowhere. He gave me everything. Here we have the word everything. We will change word everything into nothing. So we will write the sentence like this, he gave me nothing. Last sentence is, everyone was shocked to hear the news. Here we have the word everyone. We will change everyone into no one to make this sentence negative. So we will write, no one was shocked to hear the news. Students, either or changes into neither nor. Let us understand with the help of some examples. They can play either cricket or hockey. In this sentence, students, we will change either into neither and or into nor to make this sentence negative. So we will write, They can play neither cricket nor hockey. Here is another example. She can have either tea or coffee. We will change either into neither and or into nor to make this sentence negative. So we will write, she can have neither tea nor coffee. I hope students, you have understood rules well. So let us have a small recapitulation and see what we have learnt in this class. Change these sentences into negative. First sentence is, my sister speaks French. Yes students, I hope you must be thinking the same answer. My sister does not speak French. Why we have used does not over here? Because there is first form of verb with S, speaks. So we will change this first form of verb with S into does not plus first form of the verb. So we will use does not speak. Second sentence is, I sold that book yesterday. Yes students, I did not sell that book yesterday. Why we have used did not over here? Because there is second form of the verb in the question. So we will use did not plus first form of the verb. We write a letter. Write is the first form of the verb. So while making negative, we will use do not plus first form of the verb. So we will write, we do not write a letter. Next sentence is, this child always asks a silly question. Yes students, this is a very easy question. You will change always into never. So we will write, this child never asks a silly question. Someone will help the old woman. Yes students, you will change someone into no one. So we will write, no one will help the old woman. Students, I am giving you a home assignment. I hope you will do it with proper attention. Change these sentences into negative. He accepted his mistake. Mohan is a wise man. I like coffee. We heard someone knocking at the door. She loves to sing. Wait for me at the station. Please switch on the light. I hope students you have enjoyed this class. Thank you.
इतनी उदास क्यों लग रही हो?
इस कोरोना ने तो मुझे बहुत परेशान कर दिया। मैं बहुत ज्यादा बोर हो रही हूँ।
तुम तो कोरोना के बारे में ऐसे बातें कर रही हो, ऐसे तो मैं कोरोना के बारे में सब कुछ पता है।
हाँ मुझे पता है।
अच्छा तो एक काम